Tell me about the results you got when you worked with Sharon and Dwight.
We were pleased as punch with them. Sharon in particular went out of her way to help us to relocate from another state. We came from Virginia. My husband was already here in Jacksonville working, and I had to bring my two sons down after the new year began. My husband came here in November, so at the end of December, the three of us, came down to meet with my husband and decided we were going to do some house hunting. And I just kind of did some research on the internet, and Sharon and Dwight popped up, and they seemed like a lovely couple, had great reviews. So I contacted her and asked if she would be willing to show us around the St. Johns County area. So she immediately responded. We came down, and she met my boys and me and drove us all over St. Johns County. And she needed to literally engage my two 11-year-old sons for several days of house hunting, and she was just a great hit with them. They loved being around her, and she was just delightful. She took us everywhere we wanted to go. We had a complete list of probably 20 houses that we saw online back in Virginia that we wanted to see, and she spent as much time as we needed. She worked into the evening hours with us, came back day after day, and we actually ended up buying a house here in Palencia, and she stayed with us through the whole purchase time frame into late hours, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and then truly was my rock when it came to the negotiation process, working with the builder and trying to get the loan through. I have to say she was much more of a cheerleader than I ever expected. It was a long process being in another city and at the same time still owning a house back there. And, she just smoothed away for us. So I can't say enough about her. Probably the loan process was where I would say I truly think she went above and beyond. She knew how difficult it was for us to try to buy a house down here when we still owned another house in Virginia, and we had to put that house up for sale. And so, as you might imagine, the loan company wasn't too excited about giving us a loan when we already had a house payment going on in another state. I was moving down here without a job. My husband, of course, was employed, but he was in a brand new job. So Sharon worked with Lenore to make sure that, all the I's were dotted, the T's were crossed with all the paperwork, and continued to contact me and tell me, don't worry, it's going to be fine. We're going to work this out. She jumped in at the last moment and offered to do whatever she needed to do for closing to just make it work for us. And because we were from another area, once we did actually get the house and closed on the house, she walked through with her camera and took a complete video of the house and sent it to me because I was still back in Virginia waiting to move down, just to remind me of what I had waiting for me. So she was just absolutely marvelous.
If you desire this level of representation with absolutely no cost to you, then call us for a consultation. Sharon can be reached at 904-687-5220, and Dwight can be reached at 904-466-4630.